Hello scrappers and planet lovers, Tin Man here with another video. So I've had a few questions from viewers about power supply adapters. Are they worth taking? What's inside of them? How do I open them? So behind me here I actually have 18.5 pounds of power supply adapter heads that I have been collecting. I do find them all the time given that they are on all sorts of different appliances and electronics. And they are an excellent source of scrappable material, as well as very easy to open. And in my opinion, one of the most enjoyable things because I get to smash them open. It is very therapeutic. And some really nice number 2 copper inside, as well as some brass. All of these I will not be able to finish in this video. It is only going to take me about 15 to 20 minutes to do all of these, which is very quick, but not going to do it all for the sake of time for this video, but I will include the final breakdowns of weights in my comment section. And I do want to mention, they do come in all sizes and weights. Some of them that I have here are larger like this. Some of them actually have screws on them that you can actually open. Some of them like this, I've only seen a couple of these, but this is more the European style that has the adapter. So all different styles for sure. And I have unfortunately seen some people just drive by and take the cord and leave the head. And in my opinion, the head is the best part because there are great transformers inside of this, as well as some good brass. But the rule always applies before you scrap. Check to see if they work first. I have been able to use a whole bunch of these, donate them, use them for my own computer or device, as well as sell them online in good workable condition. A lot of these, unfortunately, the cord has been cut, so again, rendering them not usable. But there are some here that I do want to show. If they do come with the cord, there are a couple things to mention with these. So the cord here is going to be single strand. This cord does not weigh a lot, but because it is only one coating of plastic, these are going to be, as is with this cord, your 60% appliance wire. And this currently is going for $2.44 a pound. So it is a long cord for sure, but if it has the end on it, like some of these, this one right here, in order to get that price, I do have to remove this brass plug end here. If I don't, then I'm going to get downgraded to 40% appliance wire, and that right now is going for $1.44 a pound, which isn't bad in London, Ontario, Canadian prices, but it's better just to cut this little piece. This little piece, because it does have brass here, I'm going to throw this into a bag I have of coated brass ends. I get about 19 cents a pound for these, as well as these. I commonly show these. These are just brass plug ends that you see, the smaller ones that go onto different appliances, different wires. So 19 cents a pound. I am holding on to these to see how many I collect, my weight from these. But again, better than nothing for sure. But to upgrade this wire, you do have to remove that end. Some of them, like this one, the head is very light. There is a small transformer in here. But some of them, like this one, very heavy. And I have already actually removed the screws on this one. It did require me to use what is called an L key security set. So you can see right there inside, that's like an Allen key with a small hole in it. I have a set of these. I often talk about these in my videos, about $10 at Canadian Tire. There's different sizes. These I often have to use for microwaves and other electronics that have a bolt that has like a little nub in the middle. So that's what these are meant for. Very inexpensive and very useful. So I have removed the screws from that, which are going to go on my tin. But removing that, look at this beautiful transformer with the plug ends. Nice copper. That copper right there is going to be number 2 copper. There is a small circuit board you see here that has a capacitor. This circuit board I am going to cut off. I get about 5 to 6 cents a pound for e-waste right here. But unfortunately, if I was to bring these adapters in with the cover on them, I'm either going to get electronic weight price, which is about 6 cents a pound, or dirty transformer weight because the scrap yards know that there are transformers in there. And a clean transformer like this, going to give me about 15 to 20 cents a pound. But because it has the plastic, dirty price, which is going to only be about 9 to 10 cents a pound. So a lot better taking the time to opening it, smashing it. And with transformers like this, I do have videos called Small Transformers, Big Profit. These are well worth your time to open, very easy to do so. The outer shell, once I remove the outer shell, is going to be tin, give me 10 cents a pound. But that copper, all of that copper in there is going to give me $4.20 a pound for that copper. As well, these brass plug-ins, these are going to be brass price, $3.02 a pound for these. So I do want to make sure I take those. I have seen some scrappers just actually drive by and just cut off these prongs here and leave the rest of this again, which in my opinion is a no-no. Look at this one right here. Unfortunately, someone cut the cord, but this was selling for $14.99. So unfortunately, I couldn't resell that, but a nice scrapper's dream here. So I'm going to open a couple here. As mentioned, if they did not have the screws, I do want to make sure my safety glasses are on as well, because this is going to be smashed. I do want to put earplugs in to protect my ears, but again, very therapeutic. Just going to take a hammer, put this on my vise, the back of the vise here, and there you go. Smash away. Okay, so what I'm going to be able to do now is, there is a little bit of rubber coating on that, but just going to cut the wires here. Okay, so just going to do that, pull this out. There is a little bit of my wire here. Again, I'm going to upgrade, put this little head here. This is going to be 40%. This I'm going to put in 60, even though it's very small. It does add up, but I'm going to cut off my circuit board. So again, 5 to 6 cents a pound for this. I have my transformer. Where did I just put my plug in? Oh, right here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to actually pull this, and I am going to just put a relief cut just to kind of help pull this out. I don't always have to do that, but just going to grab it. Look at that. There you go. Make sure I cut off that little bit of soldering. This I'm going to throw into my wire. But again, here is a little bit of brass that I'm going to cut off. Brass prong. Do have a container right here collected. So going to see how much this is at the end. $3.02 a pound as mentioned. But going to add up a lot in brass. I have just done a video actually on brass plug-ins. Very well worth your time. But a little bit of garbage now. And just going to look at this transformer. Again, if I brought this in as is, going to get 15 cents a pound. But there is some really nice copper in here and very easy to open. I have a bucket here. This is all going to be the shell tin price, 10 cents a pound in London, Ontario. Just going to now open this up, and all I'm going to do is use the back of my hammer just to separate these prongs a little bit. Okay. Now that I've removed or just separated a little bit, just going to grab the top of it. These are little individual prongs, if you will. There's a lot of these little ones, but it's almost like an E that intertwines together. Okay, and I'm just going to pull it back towards me. Grab that. Side cutter is always great for this. Okay, and it's just going to slide out. There you go. Just one of those. Once you start getting a couple of these out, it does get easier because they are loose now. And you do have to go from one side to the other because they are crisscrossing all the way up. And if they start getting stuck again, I'm just going to, again, loosen it up. This is also why I have my safety glasses on, because when I do it, some of these fall off. Okay, I'm just going to put this off here, start again, pull out a couple of these. Some of them have this black or a little bit of glue on the top that makes them just a little bit more tricky, but not impossible. As mentioned, I'm not putting a lot of force in this, but just want to make sure. Side cutters, grab these. Okay, so you can see they're going to start sliding out now. Okay, I've loosened a bunch. There we go. Okay, and again, very easy to do. Once you start getting them, they start falling out a little bit easier. And there we go. Not going to do this whole thing because you get the idea. But again, very easy to do. Okay, and again, people say, why do you get all that little copper? It's just, you know, time consuming. Well, not really. If you get into a small groove or quick groove, it does go by relatively quickly. Oh, I got the geese flying over me here. How Canadian is that? It is a cold October morning here. I think the geese are starting to think, head south. Okay, but again, I'm gonna go all the way down. That is gonna be 2 nice spools of copper. Okay, inside, here is the copper that I have. Spools of that, 2 of these. There it is. All right, so this is off of this. And all I'm gonna do for this is I just actually pull this off. It'll just untwine like that. Okay, I can make sure that I cut the lips just so it slides off a little quicker. Okay, make sure that the lips are not catching the wire. Okay, but there is one beautiful piece of copper. And someone in my other videos asked me, why is this not bare bright? It's nice and shiny. Bare bright only pertains to copper wire that is thicker than 16 gauge. So unfortunately, this is not 16 gauge. 16 gauge is about the thickness of the lead of a pencil. So regardless of how shiny it is, unfortunately it is not 16 gauge, so it is going to be number 2 copper. But no matter, number 2 copper right now, going for $4.20 a pound. I am not going to complain about that at all. Okay, so there is my last spool of copper. I'm going to start pulling this out. There we go. Just untwines. And sometimes I actually just cut this right here. I'm going to cut this wire just to speed it up. Okay, so there we go. Cut that wire, and I'm just going to fold it out instead. There we go. Boom. Okay, so look at that beautiful, beautiful copper right there. And again, in our scrappers world, copper is our scrappers gold. Okay, so there we go. Look at all that beautiful copper glistening. I will peel that off of there. Okay, very simple to do. Again, just using, I want to get all of it. Okay, so little bit of tape, but again, this is going to start adding up. So very simple to do. Yes, adapters, want to open them. Again, here's a great one too. Some of them are yellow brass. This one is light, so it's going to have a small transformer in it. But again, very therapeutic. There it is. Pulling that out. There is, oh, right through there you can see the spools of copper wire there too, and beautiful brass. So very easy to do, very therapeutic. Yes, power supply adapter heads, great item for sure. Find them all the time, and gonna get nice tin for this, lots of brass prongs, and lots of number 2 copper. So looking forward to tearing this all down. Is again gonna probably take me only about 15 to 20 minutes off camera because I don't have to talk, but very easy to do. 18.5 pounds here. We'll see how much I get from the spread. If I brought these in as is, gonna get about 5 cents a pound. So 5 times, 18.5 pounds. Gonna make a lot more separating the items and taking the time to do so. Again, hopefully that answered the question. Hopefully you found this enjoyable. It's gonna be very therapeutic for me on a Sunday afternoon, so that's great. Make sure you have earplugs on. Hammer works great. L-key set, go get one of those because you are going to use it often and you're not going to regret that small purchase. But again, thank you for those questions. Please keep them coming. Appreciate the support. Happy Sunday. Thank you very much again for all of your questions and comments. I do look forward to answer them and appreciate them. I definitely read them all. Please comment down below, like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Tin Man out.